Peace and love, guys. So, once again, probably can't see my face or whatever, but the importance is the presentation. Um, this is my fourth video. Um, this time we're gonna talk about. We're gonna kind of continue from where we left off, and then we're gonna talk about. Well, I'm gonna talk about more of the mechanism into which spirit or what I call light workers um, utilize to start clearing you out, basically. So my last video, I kind of left off, um, kind of gave you a description of all the light workers that's involved um, when you start to get the clearing done. Um, we have um, uh, what would be with the scarab beetle, a representation of Egypt that symbolized that particular light worker, as well as um, a bird that's at the back of you. I'm not sure if it's just one bird or it could be three. I'm not sure because you have the back, and then during the clearing, you have some action going on both sides, depending on how the junk is coming out of you, basically. And if you have beings um, that are big and small, I believe, that can like change size, that also are part of just helping you get stuff out also. And I clarify that they do have tails. And if you look at Egyptian art, you'll notice that these gods that they would depict in their artwork had this tail at the back. So I was like, what is that for? In my opinion, they were just indicating that these beings did have tails. And I agree. So let's talk about the mechanisms into which the light workers use to help to start basically clearing you out. Now, keep in mind, this is just like a, what is it, like one dimensional image, but just kind of see it as, this is, a solid representation, and we're talking about just a hollow space that's just in the middle. So like all around it is what's all the junk is. So basically we're just working with just a pathway. Spirit is working with just a path right now. So what's happening is that most people, when they have then that energy rises, it'll rise. But I believe that once you clear out so much, you actually um, clear out enough space to awaken these spiritual beings or light workers that, in my opinion, dwell within all of us. They are inside of us, and basically they are trapped. I believe that this is a system designed for protection from what I call dark workers, and what we have come to as humanity right now is basically our system has been so clogged and blocked that it's no longer functions. And that's why we're in so much suffering. That's how we're in so much turmoil with just the world in general, because we are not operating the way we're supposed to. But everything has a cycle, and we'll get back to where we need to be. So we cleared out this space. Our light workers are now free. And what they want to do is they're going to start doing what they're supposed to do. They're going to start clearing you out and making you the best version of yourself and protecting you, basically. So what I notice, and it's different layers. Like I said, you have different astral bodies that you're just layered with. And you see yourself as a physical, but you're also an astral body, and you're way bigger than what you think you are. And something that's like all the way over here could affect your mental. It can affect something that's going on at your back or your leg. It doesn't have to be something that's specifically on that particular area of your body, I've noticed. But let's talk about the mechanism. So the first layer that spirit is working with is kind of like just tends to be masses that are a little larger than what's when you start to get to the next level. So we're talking about bigger pieces, and spirit basically just starts pulling this stuff off of you. Like I said, at this point, this housing represents what I think is just like a protective shield that you will generate once you clear this pathway. This energy will go up and just basically surround you, and you'll have like what some may call a Merkaba or an electromagnetic protective shield around you, and that's what kind of houses you while spirit starts to work on you. So this is some of the things that I've noticed. What these are, what they'll do. They'll pull and they'll send these masses basically through the pathway. And what happens a lot is stuff will become stuck. Okay, it will become stuck, and what spirit will do is figure out clever ways to get things unstuck when it does get stuck. One thing that I have noticed is that your throat chakra is very, very important. If you're feeling like just, you're stuck and, you just can't get right with your energy, and you just seem to, you just can't seem to elevate, and you're feeling a lot of tension around your neck, possibly you have stuff stuck there. So when you meditate, I will meditate on your throat chakra, because that is a place where stuff just gets stuck, period. Why? Because at this point we're working with this narrow space that is involves just your physical cavity, and of course as a human, once you get up here, this area tends to be what is narrow, it's your neck, so that's where stuff gets stuck. It's kind of like common sense. Things that I've noticed, well, things that I've utilized to help me with my throat chakra, of course, is just meditating on it, meditating on the particular color that resonates with that chakra. I believe it's blue. It's a blue color. I use the healing stones associated with that particular chakra. It could be lupus blue, lapis azules, I forget. I don't know. It's an interesting name, but I'm actually wearing it. And there are other stones. Any stone that's blue basically resonate with the throat chakra. And the chakra spins. Very, very important. This area in your system actually breaks up stuff. Why? Because I've noticed when stuff gets stuck here, spirit's very aggressive with this now. I've noticed them actually at my throat, and they'll spin this particular chakra. Literally, they will spin it. So you have a system. You have a system. They'll spin it, and it helps break stuff up. They'll get it going, and it'll break stuff up, and they'll just start to send stuff through. Okay. So you have that as a mechanism for clearing. Another thing that they have are tools. If you look at Egyptian art, you say, they show these gods, and they are always have this tool. It's called a scepter, right? These beings that are involved in clearing you out utilize this tool to help start breaking that stuff up. I've seen them do it. They have a tool and they use it to break. And this thing here, it has an area here that'll very useful on another layer, and I'll talk about it when I get to that layer of your astral body. But specifically when you're talking about this bigger stuff, they actually will start, it's like poking you, like stabbing your astral body. And I had videos in the past on my other videos that's posted on here, when I was having real, you know, phenomenal experience, phenomenon type experience, and I didn't know what was going on. But of course, once I started to get a better, develop my third eye more, and I was actually able to see spirit doing it. I was like, oh, that's what that was. But I just thought knives were just coming at me from different directions. I didn't understand what was going on. But I ended up finding out. And this Scepter, it's a very interesting tool. It's a magical tool. I don't think it's not just something that's just stagnant and just used for that. This end right here actually spins, and I've seen it. It spins, so they'll actually use it, and they'll use it for drilling also. I'm telling you, man, they'll use it for drilling also. Okay, very, very important when you start to initially break this stuff up. And these beings here, the ones here, there are the ones that are just like tugging and pulling. It's crazy. It's a lot of activity going on. The bird here, what happens when they're like pushing stuff through this particular being, and you can feel it's not a narrow type a feeling when I've felt this particular being do it. It's a wide and like a leafy like, or you know, so I could feel it. It's like a wing, and this being is like doing this as this stuff is going up, just like knocking it up. If it's something that's kind of coming from this direction, it'll be on this side, knocking it up. If it's something that's coming from this direction, it'll be on this side. Just get out of here. Yeah, it's a system. All right. Another important thing, like I said, you get clogged up a lot here, and you know this isn't always, you know, the only thing that they utilize. What else do they utilize? Anybody recognize this? That unk. I woke up plenty of times in the morning with this going in my mouth. They're ready to go. They're ready to go. They work. They work. Sometimes they won't let you sleep. When they do let you sleep, as soon as you wake up, in your face, in your mouth, in the area here, in this area, they're getting ready to go. Because as you can imagine, if you're sleep all night, this life force energy is still going up. So you're still like, stuff will break off, I would imagine, and start to travel here. You know, in spirit, it don't let you sleep, but all this stuff is, you know, you end up with a little clog here. So first thing in the morning, I notice they're going in my mouth with something that's not long. It's not a stabbing thing, so which is why I don't think it's this. And spirit is very close, so it's something that's short. And why do I think this? When you look at Egyptian art, you see this, what they call the ankh. You see spirit holding the ankh and these artwork, and it's right at the mouth. And I think that's what it symbolizes. Okay? So I said I was gonna not make these videos so long. I was trying to keep them at 10 minutes. But yeah, those are some of the mechanisms. You have your beings, you have the tools that they use, and you have what they're doing to help clear you out. So that's what I wanted to cover on this video. Peace and love.